so easy some days, and so very hard when I could use some luck coming by my way. I just don't know why it won't take me for myself. I miss the island. Warm summer nights, the women, children, the throngs of people. I arrived on the mainland with my family in 1963 at the age of 7. They bought a house up in the Bronx. But there isn't a day that doesn't go by that I don't think about the island. Mi la bonita. One of these days, I'm going to save up all my money, pack my bags, and move back to the island. That's right. I'm going back. Because I miss Brooklyn. I didn't grow up dancing under palm trees. I grew up swinging under streetlights. Oh, Susana, arroz con bacalao, habichuelita tiene y aguacate por el lado. Oh, Susana, arroz con bacalao, habichuelita tiene y aguacate por el lado. In my youth, I opened up the door to my home one fine Sunday morning, and I witnessed a caravan going by. A flatbed truck full of Pentecostal singers banging tambourines, singing, Gloria a Dios, Gloria a Dios, being pulled by a mule. Now, where do you keep a mule in the Bronx? I mean, do you take it up to Orchard Beach and let it loose in Section 5 so that all the Puerto Ricans can have a real good time? Mira, llegó la mula, sí, mira, llegó la mula, mula, boom, boom, mula, boom, boom. Or perhaps you could take it down to the 86th Street stable, leave it next to Buffy's mare. Oh, that'd be so nice. La mula con el caballo otra vez. Or perhaps you could put it behind the local cuchifrito place. But of course, you run the risk of being served moolah with rice and beans to go that afternoon. Where do you keep a mule? In the Bronx. I'm a cultural terrorista, a creative anarchist. I drink, I smoke, I gamble. I live the life I love. I love the life I live. And even if it were to all go away tomorrow, even if it were to all disappear, I still would have my memories and my dreams. The 1970s in New York, the Bronx is on fire. Oye, me está quemando el negro otra vez. That smells like smoke. Yo, fuego, 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 fuego la 23. Woo! My family's out of control. I'm out of control. Óyeme, Luis, tú tienes un problema psicodélico en esa cabeza. Tú estás más fastidiado con tú y 7 diablos. Louis, what is all this stuff that you want to be an artist? You want to be a musician? You want to be a painter? You want to do this? You want to do that? Why don't you go back to college, man? Why don't you bring in some money for this family? Why don't you get a job? Mami, papi, what do you do now? What do you do now? A pipi a mimi? These people are driving me crazy bilingually. I stumbled up to the Lower East Side to look for some answers. Lower East Side! And there I found them. Or maybe they found me. The New Rican poets. At a time when no one was paying attention to Puerto Ricans in the mainstream. Not the movies, not radio, not television. They were the New Rican poets who told us who we were and who we might become. I'm 19, young, I'm beautiful. Psst. Hell, I was even desired. I went to the original New Rican Poets Cafe on 6th Street. It's an adventure. Muy buenas noches y bienvenido aquí al New Rican Poets Café, donde los hombres son hombres, las mujeres son mujeres y todos los perritos les gusta cantar la poesía por la noche. Oh man, this place is weird. It smells like weed in here. Well, these people look dangerous, but I think I'll stick around. Maybe something interesting might happen. Oh damn, that's Sandy Esteves, the poet. Brother Feliciano, the singer. Ricaviles, the spooker Rican.
That's right. I'm half black and half Puerto Rican. I don't know whether to go play dominoes or basketball.
Lo que hice fue que Tito Goya bimbo arriba de los crazy actors. Pedro Pietri, the extraterrestrial playwright. Jesus is leaving and took him with him. Who's this committing a felony? Mikey Pinheiro. Excuse me. Are you guys part of the avant-garde? ¿Pa qué fue eso? From the middle of this group came the voice of God. Well, actually, he sounded like the little Martian on the Warner Brothers cartoon.
Let's get the defibrillator and straighten this boy out.
Miguel Algarín, the co-founder of the cafe.
Oh no, the avant-garde. Oh my boy, no. This has been going on for centuries in bistros and the like. No, I think it has more to do with the authority of the room. I exude the authority in the room. It's true.
The authority in the room. That night, this man showed up at the cafe to read. And he was dressed in this resplendent white robe and this gorgeous little white hat. He had a golden book in his hands. Stepped ever so confidently up to the mic. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, brother. Salami con bacon. Read a poem, man. You look real fly. You're wearing all that white stuff, man. Está bien bonito, brother. Read that poem. Tonight, I will read the entire Quran. ¡Que sí que! Yo no sé, man, que va a leer algo ahí. Corán. Give me a beer. And this man starts to read. And about 15 minutes in, somebody yells out, "Yo, I think this guy told the truth. He's going to read that entire book." Bang, lo cogieron. Boom, one black guy. Threw him down to the floor. Bang, another black guy. Dragged him down to the streets of Eddie Figueroa's New Rican village. Left him open the front door. Boom, a black guy went in, you don't hear an eye. And don't be coming back to the cafe reading all that long stuff, yo. We like to keep it real short in there. The authority of the room.
You see, if a writer or a poet or an actor decides to go on too long and disrespect the audience, well, we have no other alternative but to throw his ass out. There is no beginning, middle, or end, my man. There just is. You're going to have to transcend all those cliches about the avant-garde if you want to have that definitive Latino hit. You've got stories to tell. Write them down. Tell them. We are. It's true.
And what stories they were telling. In 1974, my parents gave me $20 for Christmas. It was a big Puerto Rican Christmas that year. I bought a ticket to the Vivian Beaumont Theater to go see this taboo play that Mikey Pinheiro had written, Short Eyes. And there was a moment in that play, a short rap, prison rap, a rap before there was rap, where it all made sense to me. Gave me my sense of style. It was the night before Christmas and all through the pad. Cocaine and heroin were all the cats had. One cat in the corner cupping a nine. Another scratching, thought he was God. I jumped on the phone and dialed up care, hoping my reefer would soon be there. After a while, out of my style, I ran to the door to see what's the matter. And to my surprise, I saw 5 police badges staring and glaring in my eyes. A couple of studs started to get tough, so I ran the back, got rid of the stuff, knocked right back, and banged the bank, because what they on my vein went down the drain. Knocked on the door, threw me to the floor, took me away. That's how I spent Christmas Day. In a dark and dingy cell. But I didn't care because I was high as hell. It was cool. Electric cool. Refrigerator cool. For a young Puerto Rican to see that many other Puerto Ricans on stage gave me some hope. Gave me some things to do. I wanted to be there. That's what I want to be. I want to be a writer. I want to be a poet. I want to be an outlaw artist. My name courtesy of the feds, the state, the county, and anybody else who get their hands on me. And I'm back in town. A creeper whose lives are traded with sultry secrets I absolutely have no right to know. A metropolitan skyjacker taking hostage the stray adventurer I prey out of emptiness. A modern vampire of emotions. I have arrived brought by powers unseen to change the course of necessary evil in a dirty little town of ruined directions. Skyscrapers, boom! Well, they just amuse me. Pits invite the taste of my special manipulation. Have you seen me? El loco cantinero of hyperventilated thoughts. Have you seen me? I arrived naked at the party, trying to check my clothes and announcing to all, Mina, I'm a professional poet, yo. I came to dance. I seduced the confused poet, the isolated lover, the struggling woman, the ambitious teacher, to tell me their stories. I perform on stage, fully in charge. Sparks fly from my steel-tipped heart, create icons of indignity. Ain't I a Boy Scout? Of impulse. Have you met me? My eyes tongue a red haze of silver spikes and black velvet fury. A Catholic born rampage through hell. A new age saint with a customized rosario, who sweats benedictions as I ride her on an elevated rooftop with a pistol strapped to my back, each thrust setting off a bullet up between her legs through her stomach past the heart, coming out her lips into mine. A wild shot of cold-hearted lust as soot falls on us like soft black petals raining on both the living and the dead. A rogue dusky, decadancing on the edge of razors. I stalk runners with my boy Yo-Yo Montalvo. Try to find ways to avoid our own stalkers. Night bombers in silk shirts and $400 shoes. Searching for keys broken off long ago, forgotten locks. Searching for the great game. Compromising every truth along the way. Forget about it, replace us doing the right thing, and I fade as a stand-up guy. Searching for a way in. I've been speeding so long, marking time, paying cops, burying partners, tricking queens, cruising shadows, whacking even priests. In dreams, reality cuts loose, avenues, slice into boulevards, hot city. I jump into my third girl club car, reeking of polo and reefer, an artillery strapped on every extremity. I'm headed for a celebration! Yo-yo is spinning, dead eyes, crazy glued on everything. A plastic mask for a face. Fifth in one hand, and 8-ball. In the other, a new kind of pool game without a clue. On guard from what? Ourselves? We suppose. Yo, L. Yo, L. Yo, L. Let's go visit the savages in Brooklyn. But we never get past the border. I go for a hit. Take a drink. Forget to steer. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. And ran to the Bible. Savages are in Brooklyn. They're trapped. They're in the car. They're here. They're us. So I ask you, have you met me? Have you met me? Have you met me? I have. I call collect from way inside, where I'm terrified. What do you do in a moment of crisis? You go get a haircut. I found salvation in a barbershop on 233rd Street in the Bronx. Brother Powell's Big 3 barbershop. Oh, that man had so much going on in there. He was a Georgia brother, a big brother. He was a robust brother. And he had all kinds of Pentecostal going on in his barbershop. It was a combination, save your head, save your soul kind of place. He had 7 barbers on one side, 7 barbers on the other side. He had a sermon going on the TV set. He had gospel music filling up that room. And when you would walk in, he would just greet you with consecrate his head. We're going to rub oil deep in his scalp, alcohol on the edge of his cut, menthol on the back of his neck to cool him down. All the while, that brother is cutting and he's dancing. That gospel music is playing. They're railing. He's talking and talking and talking. And right at the right moment, when he thought he had you, he leaned right in. Son, have you found Jesus? Ah, come on, Brother Powell. What? Jesus, what? Is he missing? Jesus? I think my mother has him breakdancing on the cross in the living room. Jesus? Jesús? Yo, man, that guy robbed my car, man. Jesus? No, son. Have you found Jesus? You see, in the beginning, it was a beautiful game. Love and wonderment. Yes, Lord! And that game was within the light. And whoever reaches for that light and brings it back down to earth, brings back peace. And to the extent of his reach, is to bring back the divine. Be careful, my little brother. You are corrupting the beautiful game into the great game, compromising every truth along the way. The spirituality in that man's words, the poetry in his being, combined with what I had learned, the New Rican poets down on the Lower East Side, well, that sealed it up for me. I was ready. I had stories to tell. I had things to write down. But first, Brother Powell hooked me up. Do you want to go get some breakfast after your cut? Free food? Hey! I'm there. We went to the local diner over on 233rd Street. That brother walked in and he owned the joint. I mean, he just gave them a glory, 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 and commenced to ordering. He got some eggs, he got some biscuits, he got some grits, he got some bits, he got a big stack of pancakes, he had toast, he had crackers, he had soup, he had porridge, he had oatmeal, he had de toda esa mesa, and then he started praying over it, said his grace, and then reached over and grabbed a pack of Sweet and Low to put in his coffee. Now I couldn't let this pass up. I became real Puerto Rican then. Oye, mi brother, pero ¿qué es eso de meterle Sweet and Low en ese café ahí con ese montón de pancakes que pusieron frente de ti? What are you doing, brother? Take that Sweet Low, put it in your cup with that mountain of pancakes that you got in front of you. And he looked at me rather sincerely and told me, son, you got to make an effort in some quarter. By the way, Brother Powell kept the mule in the back of the barber shop. It's a funny little life that we lead. It's amazing any of us get out of it alive. All I'm about to tell you is true. And if it's not, well, it should be. This place here, all these things that you'll hear, this temple of words, this cafe, this is my life box. Let's go to the DVD in my mind. Why? Because I'm destined to be me. Don't call it deja vu. I see it all for the first time, every time, in real time. Pretty good, huh? Don't get lost. I'm just tripping. And I don't need a passport. I got a language. A language is a dialect that has an army and a navy. A New Rican poet is a writer who reads the top 10 list of writers in the New York Times. But those writers, they don't read him. I've only been concerned about one thing in my life. Not being heard! Are you listening? I've seen thousands of New Yorkers in my lifetime. And every one of them is a fresh tragedy or a miracle of survival. Opportunities and survival in America. Land of constitution, restitution, and prosperity. What to do. What to do. I pray before the light of an atomic TV. Conspiracies and grotesque patterns that flash between us. We survive in a self-imposed purgatory. Souls adrift like the electric snow on my twilight screen, a Dali dreamscape. as terrorists. We treat fear as casually as lit Marlboros, inhaling desperate smoke and blowing out arrogant circles. A drowning man will even reach for the point of a sword in order to survive. I spend my days making vertical and horizontal calculations along crooked streets of lights and shadows, possessed by an arrogant ambition to read the mind of God. But there's a price to pay, paying toll. As I divide my time between chasing God and chasing the dragon, combining lethal doses of horse meat with cane, the perverse boy meets girl, the gravity of my situation bending the light of reason. Cut off from others, oblivious of their opinions and prejudices, I remain a child at heart, asking the simplest of questions, but obsessed with the human equation. How did God make the universe? How did God make it right? How does 1 + 1 equal 1? Solitude, my choice, because no one can take that from me. But as the tempo music of my solitude unfolds, so come the visions and the voices, the visions and the voices, the visions and the voices, the visions and the voices. I listen, and I'm transfixed. Mira, poeta! That's right. God sounds like a street corner viejito who's just about to sell me a number. Mira. I was here before it started, and I'll be here after the end. I'm a hidden treasure that desires to be known. Therefore, I created you, my little poet, in order to be known. Trust me, I walk with you. An interior illumination that allows me to see through my soul's eyes, becomes messages and G-forces that energize the atmosphere about me, becomes a deep well that I fall into, eagerly drinking from its waters, making a lasting moment out of a singular incident, becomes a shrine that all have access to. I am exhausted after all that spiritual stuff. Wonder, Lord, why are you sending me so many messages, man? You're overloading me, yo! I sit down, perfumed in stolen flowers and sodden lust, rocked by the cadence of the elusive one's breath. Songs, Gloria a Dios, and words, words, words. Listen to the words I'm speaking. I'm not black or white, but Puerto Rican, dropping lyrical bombs at nighttime jam with the flow of this word style. Y bueno son, solo boricua, no apologies to the masses. It's dog eat dog, got your back, I'll come to get ya, coming to wet ya, coming to slime ya. I'm a word gangster. Back when I got the shape of a pen, bang ya, it's the jam I'm with. Riffing, tipping, slipping, living, tripping, play straight. I'm not tricked and stupid, wild, the immaculate. Dog patrol jammer on straight tip, boom, boom, bueno son, boom, boom, bueno son, boom, boom, bueno son, solo boricua. Ven conmigo para ver. Una cosita bien bonita, yo vine a vencer el nombre del boricua. Loose translation? Damn, I love being Puerto Rican. I do. I do. I do. I'm married to it. Living in a cliche world that marches in front of me like an overweight homegirl, walking a chihuahua and wearing some spandex. Now, can you explain that to me? A little tiny dog, spandex, and rolls of chichos. What about homeboys wearing their hats backwards, walking pit bulls? What up, yo? What up, yo? What up, yo? Call me Puff Papi, mommy. Is there some kind of psychosexual thing going on here that I did not learn in Puerto Rican Studies 101? Hold up. Yo, Willie! Get away from my car! That brother know my car is hooked up. That's right, what are you, Jose Feliciano, rubbing up in that car? Keep on walking, yo, keep on walking! My car is hooked up, hooked up, hooked up. In order to start this car, you get in and put the key in the ignition. But then, you got to reach over and turn the light up ever so slightly. Then you reach underneath the dashboard and push a button. Then you reach behind the seat and throw a lever. Then you reach on the side of the seat and push another button. And just to make sure that the superstitious junkies in my neighborhood do not steal this car, I went to the local sombrero shop. Got me a whole bunch of saints to put on the front dashboard. A big bar of salt on a long rope with a picture of the Virgin Mary on front of it. Just to make sure that they understand that this car is possessed. My car is hooked up, hooked up, hooked up. You got to throw a lot of switches to get to that car. You got to throw a lot of switches to get to me. I live in a cliche world. Yeah, right. I never met a drug dealer, being from the Bronx and all, right? I never met a drug dealer until I got recruited to go to this little Ivy League school in Massachusetts, Amherst College. Ain't that a bitch? You think that I'd be dodging them left and right? Oh, no drug dealer, the way that some writers, oh, no drug dealer, like to write about life in the big city. Oh, no drug dealer in the ghetto, in the projects. You know the kind I'm talking about. They're always doing those big book deals, rehashing that old Peary Thomas existentialist bullshit. Oh, no. Ay, Dios mío. Que Dios me bendiga. Mándame ayuda, por favor, que me duele la vesícula del corazón. Ay, today, I had to climb to the 18th floor in the projects because somebody turned the electricity off again. Ay, Dios mío. And the shinglings, they're selling dope in the project basement and they won't let nobody fix the lights. Ay! Titi Pinchi. She dropped dead de repente at the Intervale train station after eating some bad fish from La Marqueta. And somebody came by and they stole her shoes. And now we have no shoes to go get our food stamps. Oh, come on. And that's not the worst thing. Le cogieron las llaves. They took her keys, the only set of keys that we had for 15 Puerto Ricans in that one-bedroom apartment. Ay, Dios mío. Ayúdame. Ay, por favor. Por favor. And then that big fat envelope came from the university, and I was saved. Yeah, right. No institution ever saved me, and I've been in a couple of institutions. Now, some of them shocked me real good, like the time at Amherst College. 13 of us arrived at Amherst College. 13 out of 1,700 privileged students. Lord Jeffrey Amherst was a soldier of the Queen, a soldier of the Queen. I think he was a queen. 13 out of 1,700. It was a little bit like Jesus and the apostles going into Jerusalem. We all got nailed, one way or the other. On the first day of class, I heard a knock on my door. A little slip came underneath. Get it, though.